Hi, I'm Rafi.
And I'm Colin.
In this series, my friends and I are going to take you on an exciting adventure throughout the islands.
I'm also going to introduce you to people who actually live the adventure.
For today's adventure, our host will take us to the tropical island of Tobago, the smaller of the twin island state of Trinidad and Tobago, located at the bottom end of the Caribbean chain. The densely forested mountains of Trinidad and Tobago are scattered with rivers large and small. Fed by mountain springs, these rivers tumble over the landscape, carving out spectacular waterfalls, ponds, and pools, flowing onto the flatlands below, until eventually emptying into the sea. These rivers add to the richness of the islands, making them the most prolific of all the Caribbean islands put together. Apart from providing excellent terrain for the adventurous individuals, the ponds and pools are home to creatures small and large. Our first stop takes us upriver in the mountains of the village of Speyside, on the northeastern end of the island.
Okay, so we took a drive today up to Speyside, met with some friends who were lucky enough to live here in the bay, spent all day with them. We waited till nightfall, and now we're going to go up the river to look for crayfish. Even little Hannah has come along with us. She's gone ahead with the crew. She's only 9 years old, and she's done this many times, so it can't be that difficult. And just in case, I brought along Courtney with me. She's here to protect me from the dreaded and infamous Speyside crayfish.
Oh, come on, Colin, it can't be that bad.
We'll see, we'll see.
Heck, I didn't feel any wetness in my shoes.
All right, so we're in Tobago here again, and we're now up in the river looking for some crayfish. I have my little poker here, my light, some boots, make sure we're safe up here. At night you'll probably find 2 or 3 different species up here. Maybe a blue crab, 1 or 2 blue crab, some crayfish, and then you get turtles on the beach, the big leatherback turtles laying eggs. So we're gonna try and get all that in tonight. So let's continue up the river and see what we find.
Many creatures come out at night to hunt, such as owls, snakes, bats, insects, and lizards, and can often be found close to the water's edge.
I know.
Just look pretty ugly.
There are also many mullet and small crabs that live in the quiet ponds, which eat insects, vegetation, and small fish.
If you look at Courtney, you can see a mullet. This river is full of life.
See all of these decomposing leaves here? This detritus actually is the base nutrient for the entire food chain here. So all of these little tiny snails and things will be eating this organic matter, and then that's the base of the food chain. This is what makes it a healthy rainforest and hence a healthy river as well.
One of the more curious creatures that live in the smaller streams is the crayfish. These freshwater crustaceans resemble small lobsters, to which they are closely related. They live in the most pristine waterways, and they cannot tolerate polluted water. We must make every effort to preserve our streams if we want to protect these interesting creatures. The best time to look for them is at night with a torchlight. Their eyes appear like red beacons, reflecting the light in quiet, remote brooks and streams.
Oh, I just walked into a spring.
Just look for the eyes. The lizard. I just saw the eyes there.
Well, crayfish?
They don't just stand up.
Huh? Yeah, you see that? Look at that, look at that.
Get right there.
Look at that. He just jumped up here.
Well, you saw one.
Yeah.
We're gonna get plenty more, man. All right.
Yeah, we'll find some more, don't worry. No, I'm looking. I'm looking under the rocks.
All right, so right now, here, we have a baby crayfish, which we came for, but he's too small. We don't want to kill him. So we can't just kill everything we see, right? Try and keep it to the bigger ones. So let's continue up the river and see if we see something a little bigger.
Like lobster, they breathe through their gills and need to molt many times and change their hard covering to fit their new bodies as they grow. The first few days after molting, their outer shell is very soft, and they are very vulnerable to attacks from other animals and larger crayfish. So they hide under rocks or leaves to camouflage themselves. Fortunately for the adventurer in Tobago, there are no poisonous snakes. The same can't be said for the sister isle of Trinidad.
Oh, don't be scared. You've probably been hurt worse than that before.
The claws came off. The claws off. I took the claws off. Now I have him. Hold on to him.
I'm making it milky.
Okay. Oh, yeah. If you flip him upside down, you can tell he's an arthropod, which means jointed feet. So you can see how his feet are joined together here, related to lobsters and crabs and even barnacles, if you can believe it. So just like other members of the arthropod phylum, they actually shed their shell as they grow bigger, and then they break right here between the thorax and the abdomen, and then they wiggle themselves out of the shell and leave that exoskeleton behind, and it almost looks like an actual crayfish.
Oh, wow.
So just after they shed their hard exoskeleton here, they have a really soft body, so it makes them very vulnerable to other predators and things. So they tend to hide more during this time, and then when they grow their new shell and it hardens up, they're a little bit safer.
Okay, great, great. I wonder how those guys up ahead are making out. They certainly missed out on this one, and I'm sure there are lots more to come. Okay, we're gonna hold on to this one, and we're gonna put it in Hannah's bag. She's up river, and we're gonna head up now towards her.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, so this is what we've been looking for. It's a crayfish. We want them a little bigger, but I mean, you eat shrimp this size, don't you? So let's continue up and see if we get some bigger guys.
And are you carrying the mesh bag? Oh, thank you.
Good job.
See the ice? Come here. You're right. Good shot.
So you see the little pinchers there? And you see how he's reaching out for me? You don't want to get bit by that.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, that thing's freaking me out now. I don't think I can look after this thing anymore.
And be careful that some of them rocks are real slippery. If you want to go further up, I gotta climb up that big rock, you know.
Crayfish can get quite large, but these larger ones can only be found high up into the mountains, safely away from human predators.
There you go. Bottom corner, would you?
Yeah, boy, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a nice guy. That's the guy we've been looking for all night. He's missing one of his gundies, which means he's probably been in a little battle earlier on. But
Yeah. So what's kind of funny, the two you got so far, both. That's a manacle crab, not so? Oh no, it's our blue crab again. See, the reason the males had the bigger claw is for courtship. Yeah, mainly.
okay, so we're gonna put him back, let him go on his merry way. You have to be careful of these gundies because they tend to, we call them backbiters, and they could actually almost bend back and take a peck at that hand of yours. So there he is. We head back down the river and go and look for them turtles now, no?
No, but those your feet still won't wade.
Okay, Courtney, we've just spent 3 hours up the river. We saw some great things, haven't we?
Yeah, we saw a couple of big crayfish.
Yeah.
an iguana, the blue crab, lots of mullet. It's a very healthy ecosystem here. Very nice.
I think we had a great time, but it's not done yet. We're now off to Turtle Beach. We're going to be looking at some leatherback turtles. We may have to wait some time, but I'm quite sure it's going to be worth our wait.
All right. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
Now, on to our next adventure at Turtle Beach to see some amazing creatures. One of the most remarkable creatures for anyone to witness is the leatherback turtle. They can be found from February to August in our waters. They have a global span, with three major genetically distinct populations: those that live in the eastern and western Pacific, and those that live in the Atlantic Ocean. They range from Alaska and Norway in the north to as far south as Cape of Good Hope in Africa and New Zealand, with the largest population in the world nesting in Malaysia. In the natural world, the land is always darker than the sea at night, as the moon's reflection lights up the waves. Many migratory animals use this method of navigation, including the turtles, birds, butterflies, and many others.
Okay, we've just come from the river where we've seen some great creatures. And of course, everybody else has gone up the beach, and the beach that we're on is called Turtle Beach. The reason it's called Turtle Beach is because, as far back as anyone can remember, turtles come here to lay their eggs. I have with me Courtney, who has given me good luck so far in the river. I'm quite sure she's going to give us good luck here again tonight. What we're going to do is we're going to go up the beach looking for some tracks, and hopefully, Courtney, with your luck, we will see some massive leatherback turtles on the beach.
I would be thrilled to see a leatherback.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Courtney, we've got to be very cautious with the lights because the turtle handlers have advised us that it affects turtles like all migratory species.
That's right. And also, if we find one, their eyes are very sensitive, so we have to be careful of that as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah. What's that flashing red light down the beach, Colin?
That's an indication from the handlers that they probably found a turtle.
All right, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Leatherback turtles swim for thousands of miles across the Atlantic to come to our shores to lay their eggs. Trinidad and Tobago is very fortunate to be one of the very few significant nesting areas in the Atlantic, including Suriname, French Guiana, and Gabon in Central Africa. Mating is done at sea, with one female having many male partners. Male turtles never return to the land and spend their entire lives at sea. Only the females return to the land to lay their eggs. They use their large flippers to drag themselves on land, but they have been clocked at a record-breaking speed in 1992 of 21.92 miles per hour in open water, making them the world's fastest recorded reptile. Most turtles return to the same beach they were hatched to lay their eggs, but many have been known to switch to beaches in the same general area. They choose beaches with softer sand to lay their eggs, since their skins are soft and can be easily damaged by rocks. Females dig their nest in the sand above the high tide line with their huge, strong flippers. She may lay as many as 9 clutches in one breeding season. each clutch numbering 100 eggs. 85% of them will be viable. She carefully backfills the nest, disguising it from predators with a scattering of sand. Each batch of eggs takes approximately 3 months to hatch. The general temperature of the surrounding sand is thought to determine the sex of the hatchlings. Measures have been taken to preserve these creatures with great success. Trinidad and Tobago has seen their numbers increase significantly thanks to the efforts of the village communities.
That's it, simple like that? Yep. Pull it up, show me. Real eggs falling out there, boys. You see that? Yeah. Good. You see on the reverse side? As it is there, that can't come out? No. Well, it usually drops out after a while. Okay. In about a few years, it drops off. But
On her journey back to sea, she is once again attracted to the bright glow of the ocean. So adventurers witnessing these marvels must take care not to distract them with torchlights and flashing cameras. Once they reach the ocean, they are generally not seen until maturity. Very few survive to adulthood. They spend their juvenile lives in the warm tropical waters, moving to colder waters up north as they become adults, where they feed on the abundant jellyfish. Scientists tracked one turtle that swam from Indonesia to the U.S. in an epic 13,000-mile journey over a period of 647 days as it searched for food. Some larger females range from 3 to 7 feet long and can weigh from 500 to over 1,500 pounds. The largest recorded female found on the west coast of Wales was over 10 feet long from head to tail and weighed 2,019 pounds. These amazing creatures are the largest and deepest diving of all living sea turtles, with recorded depths of 3,937 feet. They are also the last surviving members of their family that have been around since the first true turtle evolved over 110 million years ago. Definitely a treasure worth preserving.
Amazing Tobago. Took a beautiful drive on the east coast up to Speyside, and right up the road, met this little girl, took us up a river, right there in Speyside.
8 years old, I think.
Yeah, I think 8 years old. Crayfish, we got some real nice crayfish, 1 or 2 blue crabs.
Yeah, she was real excited, eh?
All those rocks and real, just real nice, real nice. And then after that, we come out, drive down the coast again, pick up on a couple beaches.
Leatherback turtles.
Big leatherback turtles. Some real big, nice fellas. Trinidad and Tobago really, this effort paying off.
Very successful, yeah. Making the awareness for the leatherback turtles on the beaches and protecting them.
Real good.
Real successful.
A sight you can't miss. You
Hats
can't
off.
miss that sight. Another great island adventure.